Timeline view is the primary viewing area of the logic analyzer. This is where logic signals and Bluetooth packets appear in a time-synchronized display. Logic signals are wired captures that appear as logic high-low waveforms. Protocol packets are wireless captures that appear as a single timeline of all the packets captured from a single Bluetooth device. At the top of the timeline view is a time scale. The time shown is the time since the beginning of the capture. The shown time range is related to the navigation bar viewport. The width of the viewport is that portion of the entire capture time that appears in the timeline view. As you drag the viewport right or left, or change its width, the timeline view also moves or changes its time range. To the left of the time scale is the tools. The cursor button is covered in a separate video on time measurement. The remaining controls are discussed in this video, and they relate to changing of the timeline display. Signal and packet timelines appear in the display as rows. There are two types of timeline rows. The digital or logic signal rows display logic high-low levels from wired captures through the Sodera HCI pods. The second row type is a protocol row that displays the wireless capture from a single Bluetooth device. Each row has a label. The logic signal row label shows the HCI pod number 1 or 2 and one of the two pod digital capture lines, digital 1 or digital 2. Protocol row labels show the Bluetooth device address. If a device address cannot be determined, the label will show BD-EDR Other or LE Other. A logic signal timeline is a representation of the captured digital signal high-low transitions. A high state is shown at the top edge of the row. A logic low state is shown at the bottom edge of the row. Each row is color-coded, and the logic signal for that row has the same color. Clicking on a transition in the signal displays a dashed yellow line at the transition point, and also selects the associated frame in the frame display. An asterisk beside the logic state indicates that the logic signal has transitioned. In this example, transitioned from low to high. Bluetooth protocol row timelines show all of the captured packets for the device address shown in the row labels. Note that frame display filtering does not apply to packets in the logic analyzer. Classic Bluetooth packets appear as blue rectangle, and Bluetooth low energy packets appear as a green rectangle. Status error packets are shown as a red rectangle. These can include CRC and link errors, for example. If sufficiently zoomed in, the packets display the packet type and the frame number. Packets outlined in a dashed yellow line have been selected in the frame display. When you click on a packet, its frame is also selected in the frame display. Zooming out from this display can be done with the Tools Zoom Out button. Click repeatedly and the timeline view shows more time. The viewport also gets wider. Zoom in using the Tools Zoom In button. The timeline and viewport respond accordingly. Enabling the zoom box allows you to drag and zoom using the mouse. After enabling, click in the display and while holding the mouse key, drag a box around the area you want to expand. To zoom in, drag to the right and down. To zoom out, drag the zoom box to the left and up. Don't forget to disable the zoom box control when finished. You can also zoom by using the control key and the mouse scroll wheel. The timeline can be moved or repositioned by using the shift key and the mouse scroll wheel. To overlay one or more rows, enable the Overlay Signals mode in the Tools. Then click and drag a row label until it is over a target row. To undo the overlay, disable Overlay Signals mode. You can arrange rows by clicking and dragging the row label. A line the same color as the row you are moving appears. Drag the line to any new position in the rows. When the mouse is released, the row moves to the new position. The row height can be adjusted by dragging the bottom edge of the row label.